everybody, Dennis Cummins here from Workshops for Retirement. And today I want to talk to you about preparing for a secure retirement. And that involves strategically planning your retirement goals, your retirement strategies for each stage of life. So here's a breakdown of the key financial steps that I think you should really consider in your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s. So let's start with in your 40s. In your 40s, building a strong foundation is going to be critical. The goal here is to maximize your retirement contributions. Aim to contribute at least 15% or so of your income to your retirement accounts. Now, those might go into things like a 401k or an IRA, and if possible, take full advantage of any employer matching programs that might boost your savings, right? Second thing to consider in your 40s is to diversify your investments. You want to make sure that your investment portfolio includes a mix of assets, of investments that balance risk and the potential for growth. With any investment, the higher the risk, usually the higher the ability for it to grow. However, that risk means it could also lose money. So your 40s is a great chance for you to assess that. And that's a discussion that I believe you should absolutely be having with your financial advisor. If you haven't considered consulting with a financial advisor yet, now is a great time. You can check out one of the links down below to see if there's somebody in your area that we could refer you to or recommend for you through Workshops for Retirement. This is what we do. Our goal is to help you make better decisions and to help you align your investments with your retirement goals. The next thing that I think is really important for you to do in your 40s is to establish an emergency fund. Now, here's what I mean by that. I'm going to encourage you to maintain a fund that covers between 3 and as much as 6 months of living expenses to protect against the unexpected, to protect against unexpected financial setbacks, health setbacks, maybe a loss of a job or something like that. Having that emergency fund provides you a safety net without derailing your retirement savings. Very often what happens is when people have those setbacks in their lives, instead of, because they don't have the money in their accounts, what they do is they start tapping into their retirement and they're robbing from their future. Having that safety net, having that 3 to 6 months savings in advance helps cover your costs should the unexpected occur. And here's the great news. If nothing bad happens to you, and I hope nothing does, you've got that money, and later on you could actually move that money into your retirement savings. Here's another thing that I think is really important for you to do in your 40s. Review and update your estate planning documents. This will ensure that you have the correct powers of attorney, that you've put the appropriate beneficiaries on your policy, and you've designated the right people to handle your finances should something unexpected happen to you. It makes sure that no matter what happens, your current wishes are handled, and it actually makes it easier for your family later on. Regular updates now can prevent future complications later. All right, so now let's talk about what do you do in your 50s. We're getting a little bit closer to retirement age. You are accelerating towards that retirement, right? So there's a couple things that you should consider in your 50s, right? Number one, utilize catch-up contributions. Once you turn 50, you're eligible to make additional contributions into your retirement accounts. That allows you to save more money during your peak earning years. Here's another strategy. Pay down those high interest debts. Focus on eliminating high interest debts. Those might be credit cards or auto loans or really high interest loans or consumer loans that are out there. By paying off those debts, you free up more resources for your retirement savings. Reducing debt lowers your financial stress, and that's really critical as your retirement approaches. Here's another thing to consider in your 50s. Assess your retirement income needs. Think about what you're going to need after you retire. Calculate that income. Know exactly what it is you're going to need in retirement by evaluating the expenses and the potential income sources that you might have. Now, those might include Social Security and pensions, but it might be a part-time job. There might be some other type of income that you've got, and all of that needs to be calculated into determining what you're going to need in retirement. Now, by doing this, by paying attention to this part of your retirement planning, it helps in setting realistic savings targets. It helps you consider what you're really going to need to live the lifestyle that you desire in your retirement. In your 50s, here's another thing to consider: long-term care insurance. Explore options for long-term care insurance to protect your assets from potential health care expenses. Now, well, again, I hope none of this happens for you. For many people in retirement here in the United States, healthcare is one of the largest expenses they have in retirement. Planning for those healthcare costs is crucial for establishing your financial stability. All right, so now let's talk about when you're in your 60s, transitioning into retirement. The goal in your 60s is to finalize your retirement budget and to develop a detailed budget that outlines your expected income and expenses in retirement, and ensuring that it aligns with your lifestyle. This kind of clarity aids in your financial decision making. It helps you decide what's the best thing to do for you. You're going to have to decide, hey, what kind of travel do I want to do? What kind of house do I want to live? Where do I want to live? What are my financial and health costs going to be in retirement? And what income strategies are we going to have? That income may come from a job that I'm still working, even though I'm past 60, I'm past the age where I might be able to take government benefits. Or it might be passive income. It might be your own retirement funds, your own 401k, your own IRA. The last thing to consider there in terms of your income is to optimize your Social Security benefits. And you're going to need to decide when to start taking your Social Security benefits so that you can maximize your lifetime income. Delaying taking those benefits can result in a higher monthly payment for you. Now, by the way, your Social Security benefits are a complicated decision to make. I would strongly encourage you to consult with a financial advisor or retirement planner to make sure that you're making the best decision when it comes to when and how to apply and to take your Social Security benefits. Now, finally, in your 60s, here's another really big one. I mentioned this for your 50s, but it's also important in your 60s. Review your healthcare coverage and understand your Medicare options. Also, consider supplemental insurance to cover additional healthcare costs. Planning in this area is essential to avoid unexpected expenses. As I've mentioned on previous videos and I've mentioned over and over again, healthcare costs are one of the largest expenditures for the retired population. Being prepared for those expenses and understanding what sort of medical care you may need or would definitely want coverage for is something you should absolutely be considering, especially in your 60s. Here's another thing to consider in your 60s. Update your estate plan. Ensure that all estate planning documents are current. That means your wills, your trusts, your beneficiary designations, that they reflect your current wishes, that they reflect your family circumstances. Proper estate planning provides for peace of mind for you and your loved ones. Listen, at some point we're all going to pass into this next world. And having all of these documents in place and properly designated will make it so much easier for those that we leave behind us to live and enjoy the wealth that we pass on in the manner in which we intended it to. So being really clear about that is an important thing. That is absolutely something that you can discuss with your financial advisor and your attorney as well to make sure that is all there. By proactively addressing those issues and those steps, you can build a robust financial plan that supports a comfortable and secure retirement. At every age, there's something that you should consider. At every age, whether you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, there are things that you should think about when deciding how best to plan for your retirement. Your financial advisor can help do that. We at Workshops for Retirement would be happy to help you do that. If you need any support in this manner, or if you're not sure where you stand, we've got a link below to a quiz. We've got a link to the Workshops for Retirement website. If this video has been helpful, please click like or subscribe to them so you hear additional information that we've got to offer. Until I talk to you next time, this is Dennis Cummins for Workshops for Retirement, hoping that you stay well and in retirement, stay wealthy.